Hey guys, just thought I'd do a quick video of this pan system I've got for my FPV receiver and Yagi. So this thing usually mounts on my roof on a pole, and in the past I've basically just pointed it the direction I wanted, and yeah, it's been pretty good, but ideally I always wanted to be able to control it. Problem is, obviously got the Yagi here, with the receiver and in this plumbing pipe and all the palaver there. It's a bit of weight and most pan systems won't cope with it. So I used this, this is a rear hub from a Mini that I've modified slightly. This bit here is actually the stub that comes out of the trailing arm, which has actually been, usually it goes through the other way, but it was pretty easy just to turn it around, put it the opposite way around, and then on the other end, which this bit here, the shock absorber usually mounts on. It's like a 3/8 UNF size. So I managed to find a gear here, this gear from Servo City, that's got a 3/8 inner. So that worked quite well. That was the biggest one I could find. And then you've got, they have, Servo City also has these ones. This one's actually splined for a Futaba servo. This is obviously a GWS servo, but I've partially melted and reformed the spline of that servo, so which actually worked pretty well, and it fits on pretty well. And yeah, so I had to modify the hub a bit, grind out. See, I've ground out one side of it and put some slots in to mount the servo. These are the normally used as wheel studs through there and there. A couple more screws here and here that are usually for the brake drum. But obviously it's a pretty solid setup, and so this. The good thing about this stub is the pole I mount this Yagi on usually is, this fits into it quite nicely. So yeah, so I've got the receiver there, and then I've got this little converter sort of box that goes from, converts video and power into Cat5e Ethernet cable. But I've made up this little short length of cable with a to take off a couple of these runs of Cat5e to go into the servo, and then you just plug the normal Cat5 cable into it, and then that runs. So this would usually run down into my roof, into my laundry, and then through the house out to into a port, which is this one here. But for this test I've just hooked up a short run. So at the other end, same sort of thing, hooked up to a so all the video signal goes through here, and power for the receiver, and this goes to Fat Shark goggles and recording device, whatever. And then there's a little wire power thing to a back here that provides 5 volt for the receiver, which all that does is control the pan servo. And here's the, obviously this is just another Turnigy 9X that I've set up. I'll show you how it works. I'll just switch this on, so it's got power now. power that up. And so I've set up the turnigy here. This knob here controls the pan. The good thing about this here, the reason I like the GWS servo, it's a sail winch servo, it's a 360 degree one, and there's I don't know of any other 360 self-centering servos that you can get. So so I've got this mounted. When I mount that Yagi, I'll point it the same direction this knob is, so I'll mount it facing that way. So when I'm down here controlling it, if I want the antenna pointing that way, I just turn the knob that way. If I want it pointing that way, I just point it that way. So you can see here it works quite well. It's a 9 kilo servo, so it's got a fair bit of grunt, and it doesn't seem to struggle much with it. So I'll just put this down and try and do 10 things at once and see if get this to work. So obviously that bearing is gonna take the load of the Yagi piece of piss. Yeah, so if that helps anyone out, hope you find it useful.